Hello everyone, welcome back to our Pokemon Diamond Hardcore Nuzlocke. Today is episode 3. As per usual, this is your stats page back in episode 2, and why not right away get into episode 3. After losing a few more team members, I go back to unbox Midnight. We teach Cut to Midnight because we need to get inside the building, and I didn't want to sacrifice one of our other team members' moves, and I know Midnight's not going to be in much of our team anymore. So we go ahead and cut down the tree to get into this building. We fight the whole building of grunts and are left with Commander Jupiter, who sends out a Darkrai, but using Bite we do a bit of damage. Now I should have known that Darkrai was a Dark type and not a Ghost type. My bad, but then she goes into Infernape, her worst decision, as we have an over-leveled Midnight. Now you might be wondering why is this over-leveled? That's because the gym cap was level 22, and for some reason the Eternal building here isn't level 22. So after Bubble Beaming down the Infernape, we go ahead and Bubble Beam Darkrai into Oblivion, because that is just how it works in here. We go to Cycling Road and run into these two kids who for some reason also have a legendary. It seems to always be the kids who have legendaries. I'm still looking for one myself, which is kind of a shame, but without further ado we take down the Zapdos. We go into this cave and encounter our first encounter of the episode. It's going to be a Shelter, which isn't too bad, but it involves a pretty high level, but we catch it instantly, which is always nice. We name it Mina because Mina is an awesome name. And you might be wondering why my voice sounds so different from the first two episodes, and it's because I'm forcing myself a lot less now. Also because I don't really use this voice often, so when I go really high pitched, or at least a decent high pitch compared to my relative voice, which sounds a bit like this, and I kind of talk like this usually, so you know, when I kind of go higher than that, I kind of strain my voice a little bit. I'm working on it, but of course in the meantime you have to kind of sit through a little transition of that voice, so I hope you guys don't mind that. Our second encounter of the video is going to be a Steelix in Route 208. Now if you guys don't know, Steelix is my favorite Pokemon of all time, and so when I eventually do try to catch this, I'm going to hope I have it. I also forgot to tell you guys what the ability for Mina was, and that's going to be Normalize. Now you might be wondering, why do I always have Normalize? I don't know, I just have a lot of Normalized Pokemon, and they're all water types. Unfortunately though, I do kill my favorite Pokemon and I'm not able to use it in this time of the game. Now luckily, if I get a bit lucky and later on, I might still be able to use it. We temporarily box Mina because we now have to go get an egg, which could hatch into a lot of Pokemon. So I'm hoping it'll hatch into a really good Pokemon. So without further ado, box Mina, get the egg and get out of there. I did try hatching it for a bit, but without speed up, I don't think it's worth the timing it took for minutes. So of course we just skip ahead and leave it back in the box later on, but for now I do carry it just in case it would hatch. We meet our mother back in the beauty contest and she gives us a glitter powder which will make our Pokemon more beautiful, but I'm not going to enter this competition, so there's no point in me even needing it. But anyway, let's go ahead and skip past this entire dialogue. Barry comes out of nowhere and challenges us right to a battle, but with one Pokemon down this is kind of risky, so when he sends out Smoochum, I'm kind of relieved that it's an easy kill. Now Smoochum does confuse my Deku, which isn't really that fun, so we just try again and it keeps just annoying me. Eventually we do hit the bite, and his next Pokemon will be a Yanmega. Now if you watched episode 2, you know what I have with this Yanmega / Yanma, which is that it destroyed my Pokemon last time with a +6 evasion, and it's not going to be different this time because it's trying to do it again. And of course, I somehow managed to get Sonic Boom like 10,000 times, though Houndour is luckily really good at hitting his attacks, and Sandstorm will take care of it anyway. So there you go, that's an easy kill on this Yanmega for once. Of course this video might be a bit longer because I have more dialogue and I feel like you guys might want more dialogue. If you don't, leave me know in the comments and then I'll do less commentating in the future. He switches into Baltoy, which I'm going to bite to death with Deku. Not that hard, and that's his third Pokemon down. And his final Pokemon that's going to come out is Zubat. Again, not a problem. We're just going to go ahead and destroy it with Midnight here, who is on the team for now. We're going to keep her on the team for now. And of course, after one Bubble Beam, she is almost killing the Zubat. And after another Bubble Beam, we win. And that is the rival fight of Eterna City. I now officially box the egg as we go for another Pokemon. We go into Lost Pokemon Tower where we find the Kingler who we are about to catch, being our third encounter of the episode. I did have encounters before this, but I killed most of them because they weren't even good, or they just weren't able to live through my sandstorm of Deku. We're gonna name this Kingler a kind of unique name. I don't know why, but I just felt like Kingler was a unique Pokemon, and so of course we are gonna call it Vlad King. Yes, that's the name I went with. So you know how all my Pokemon have normalized and are water types? Well, you'll never guess what ability Vlad King has. Of course he has Rain Dish. What are you thinking? Normalize? Why would I catch another Pokemon with Normalize? We then run into a Pikachu at our next route, and of course we're going to catch this because an electric type is desperately needed on our team right now, consisting of 3 water types. I know, we have such good water types, don't we? We named the Pikachu Momo because I didn't have any other name ideas at the moment, so of course we just went with the one that popped in my head. When we run into a trainer with a Lapras, you can imagine my terror because we don't have any grass type, we don't have a single electric type except the one that's in the box right now, and half our team is weak to water. So of course I'm going to attempt to kill it, but Midnight gets paralyzed, which means we have to swap out, and Vlad King is the next one in. After dishing out a pretty good amount of damage, it goes down to a body slam. We then swap to Houndour, who makes quick work of it and finish it off. We then find a Kricketune on the same route as earlier, but luckily because it's a new version of the same route, we can actually catch this. And it's Kricketune, so it doesn't really take that long. Then we go ahead and name it Suyu, because I don't know why, I just like the name Suyu. And it's a girl, which means our team is finally being diverse. On the same route, we find a Secret Ash, which is useless, and then we find a Regirock. You know, it's crazy how many Regirocks, Registeels, and Regices we've seen. Luckily, we haven't seen a Regice yet, but who knows. Also, leave down in the comments section below how you pronounce Registeel, Regice, and Regirock. I say Regi, and then whatever it is, because I feel like that's just how it's meant to be said. I know people say it like Regice, Registeel, Regirock, but I just don't do that. We quickly unbox Momo because it's an electric type and we desperately needed it. We finally arrive at this gym, and I'm going to skip a few fights that aren't that interesting because otherwise this episode will be so long, and I don't want you guys to have to watch about 15 minutes of content, which half of it is just going to be battling these trainers. So of course I'm going to skip it, but there are pretty much these puzzles that I have to solve. I don't know if you want me to show those in future, but I just don't think there's worth that much time. I ran into a Bayleaf with Momo, and here's what happens. Yeah, I know I could have saved Momo, but you know, half my team is weak to grass, and therefore I just thought it was the best to use. And yeah, I know I could have technically saved him, but again, I don't want to sacrifice my team for that. Oh, and if you thought this Bayleaf is already annoying enough, I make this misplay and Midnight is about to go down.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
You know, it's crazy how we're only at third gym and I've already lost 10 Pokemon. It makes you think, how am I even going to survive the Elite Four when I'm doing amateur plays here? Well, of course we unbox Mina and Suyu because, well, it's the only team members that we still have for our full team of 6. We finally level up our team for the preparation of Gym 3, and right here my favorite moment occurs. Power Loader finally is about to evolve! Because as you can see, False Swipe, we do teach that for in future cases where we might need to catch a Pokemon, but here we go, it evolves. We head right into Gym Battle, and our first Pokemon is a Pikachu. She didn't have to remind me of my loss, of my poor Momo. So, of course, when it double teams, I'm already getting annoyed because, yeah, I mean, who doesn't get annoyed? We do luckily take it down and had Aftermath. So, then she goes into Baltoy, who, again, we just take down with Dark Pulse because Deku learned it right now. Then she goes into Marill, who we are going to take down easily with Mina, or Suyu, better off. And of course, what we need to do is just bide here because I'm hoping it doesn't do too much damage, and it indeed does not. So then she double edges, and we're about to exit to finish it off. Unfortunately, use the max potion, and then we just have to do another one, and that is how we win. It wasn't really that hard of a gym battle. I think this is the easiest so far, where we didn't have a death except to the trainers. God, this was a very, very good gym battle. I hope our future gym battles go like this as well. But without further ado, guys, that is the end of episode 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter episode because Obviously it's about 10 minutes as well, but I gave it a bit of a faster twist to not make it 20 minutes, because we did have to go to 2 towns, but one of the towns is basically nothing. But anyway, I'm about to show you guys the final stats of this episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and possibly if you keep liking my content, please subscribe and watch the previous 2 episodes. Have a nice one. Goodbye.